All right, everyone, ready to dive in. Today we're looking at AI in medicine.
A fascinating topic.
Absolutely. And to help us unpack all of this, we're going to be taking a deep dive into, well, a fictional podcast episode.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's called The AI Doctor. And it really paints a picture of what the future of healthcare could look like with, with AI playing a major role, much bigger role than it does today, at least.
Sounds intriguing.
It is. And what's really cool about it is that it takes these concepts that sound like they're straight out of science fiction, but it grounds them in the reality of where AI is right now.
So it's not just pure fantasy.
No, not at all. Not at all. And that's what I think makes it so compelling for us to kind of explore. Think about your own experiences, going to the doctor, getting treatment. How might AI change that in the years to come?
Yeah, that's a great point because these advancements are already happening. It's not just something in the distant future.
Exactly. Exactly. So
Thank-
so let's jump right into it. So the story starts off in, well, a pretty typical hospital, the kind we all picture, busy, a little chaotic, doctors and nurses rushing around everywhere, patients waiting.
The kind of place where you hope you don't have to spend too much time.
Right, exactly. And at the center of all this is Dr. Aisha, a physician who's clearly dedicated to her patients, but she's facing those same challenges that so many doctors deal with every day.
Overworked, understaffed.
Yeah, and just the sheer volume of patients,
Oh,
it could be overwhelming.
absolutely.
And then enters Metascan, this new AI system that the hospital is trying out.
So this is where the AI comes in.
Yeah, yeah. And now Metascan is a machine learning tool.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that term thrown around a lot these days.
Right, it's all the right.
But in simple terms, it's basically an AI that's been trained on tons and tons of data.
In this case, medical images.
Exactly. X-rays, CT scans, all that stuff. And the idea is that Metascan can analyze those images way faster than any human radiologist could.
And the hope is more accurately, too.
Potentially, yeah. And that's a big part of the story. There's this tension between this amazing potential of AI and the very real concerns that people have about it.
Like, will it replace doctors altogether?
Yeah, and the story definitely tackles that head on.
I'm curious to see how they handle that.
Oh, it's really interesting, So one of the first cases that Metascan gets involved in is this patient, Mr. Kamau. He comes in complaining of chest pain.
Pretty standard stuff in a hospital.
Right, and they do the usual tests, EKG. Everything seems pretty normal. And even the senior radiologist, they look at his scans, they don't see anything particularly alarming.
So they'd probably send him home with some antacids.
Probably. But then Metascan, it flags Mr. Kamau's scans, highlights a small anomaly.
Something the humans missed.
Yeah, something subtle that even those experienced radiologists just, didn't pick up on. And it turns out that it's early stage lung cancer.
Wow, so the AI caught something that could have been fatal?
Potentially, yeah. And that's one of the key takeaways here, right? This ability of machine learning to see patterns, to find those needles in the haystack.
It's like having a second opinion, but from a supercomputer.
Exactly. And it's not just about finding things that humans miss, it's also about speed.
Yeah.
Getting those diagnoses faster.
Which can make all the difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And as the story goes on, Metascan starts proving its worth time and time again. It helps diagnose diabetic retinopathy.
Which can lead to blindness if it's not caught early.
Right, exactly. And it spots rare genetic disorders in children.
Things that might take years to diagnose traditionally.
Yeah, and even in the ICU, it starts predicting which patients are at high risk of developing sepsis.
Now that's impressive because sepsis is a life-threatening condition. Early intervention is key.
Right, and that's what's so powerful about AI in this context. It's not just about treating illnesses after they've taken hold. It's about getting ahead of them.
Shifting from reactive to proactive care.
Exactly. And of course, the story doesn't shy away from the ethical questions either.
Yeah, because there are a lot of those.
They're, like data privacy, making sure that all this patient information is being handled responsibly.
Yeah, and algorithmic bias.
Right, making sure that the AI isn't perpetuating existing inequalities in healthcare.
Because AI is only as good as the data it's trained on.
Exactly, and that's why, even in this fictional world, they make it clear that human oversight is crucial.
The AI is a tool, not a replacement for doctors.
Right. Doctors still need to be the ones making the final decisions, using their judgment and experience.
Kind of empathy. Yeah.
Yes, and that human connection, that's something AI can't replicate, at least not yet.
Thankfully.
Yeah, and there's this really poignant moment in the story where Mr. Kamau, the patient who was diagnosed with lung cancer thanks to Metascan, He asks Dr. Aisha, should I thank you or the robot?
That's a good question.
It really highlights that kind of blurry line that we're starting to see. Where does the technology end and the human begin?
It's a partnership, really.
Yeah, and the story makes it clear that, the future of healthcare, it's likely going to be this collaboration between human expertise and AI's power.
Which could lead to some incredible advancement.
Oh, absolutely. Early detection, personalized treatments, the possibilities are really mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But it also raises those big questions, right? What role do we want AI to play in our healthcare?
It's a conversation we all need to be part of.
Absolutely, because, this isn't just some abstract concept. This is going to impact all of us.
Our health, our lives.
Exactly. And as we learn more about AI, as it continues to develop, it's crucial to stay informed and to really engage in that conversation.
To make sure we're shaping the future of healthcare in a way that benefits everyone.
Exactly. And on that note, I think it's time for us to wrap up this deep dive. We've just scratched the surface here, but hopefully this has given you some food for thought, things to ponder as we move into this exciting, but also, potentially challenging future of AI in medicine.
It's definitely a topic worth thinking about, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And until next time, stay curious, stay informed,
Yeah.
and as always, thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.